Muka Shankara, he was born deaf, and his only karma that he used to do is like his father used to take him to Kanchi temple, and he did not know much about bhakti or stotras or stutis or anything. His only devotion was that he'll serve the temple and he'll look at Kamakshi like his own mother, and that was the innocence that he had. And he does that for quite some time. And at one point, what happens is that he will be doing his seva to the temple. And there was also another pandit who will be sitting and who will be chanting mantras and, trying to invoke Kamakshi Devi and doing all that things. And as you said, Kamakshi Devi is a living goddess in Kanchipuram. She walks in the corridors. You'll see Bala Tripura Sundari playing around in the temples in Kanchipuram. So as always, Amma comes as a woman and she gives darshan to both of them. Muka Shankara, who is doing the seva, and also the other Pandit, who is also invoking Mata with the stotras, right? She's mother. She does not differentiate. So she does that. She appears like a normal woman, but a true devotee will anyway identify who she is because of her tejas and everything. So she comes there, and just like how a mother would do to her kid, right? She takes a piece of tambulam from her mouth. In Lalita Sahasranam also we say tambula purita mukhim. She's always eating tambulam. Her mouth is always fragrant. Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarsha Digantara. Every dik is attracted because of the karpura that she has in her mouth. So she takes the tambulam very innocently and she first offers it to the Pandit who's chanting the mantras, and she's like, do you want to eat it? That Pandit does not recognize the woman. He says that, what is this? You are giving me the leftover from your mouth. I am not going to have that. I'm sorry. I pass. And while this is happening, Muka Shankar has already recognized that his Amma is there. He knows that this is no ordinary woman. She's the mistress of Kanchi Puradishwari. So he happily opens his mouth and he takes the tambulam. And anybody who has received the tambulam from mother, how can they be any normal? He obviously became enlightened. One moment that we have to pause here is that, what is this tambulam? Why did Amma feed it to him? So it is believed that this tambulam that Amma is eating is Brahma Vidya itself, the highest form of knowledge. And the reason why she fed it to one of her devotees is that, Brahma Vidya is very difficult to understand. When we are kids, when we are not able to chew food, our mothers would bite it in their mouth and then they'll feed it to us. So she bit those Brahma Vidya and she gave it to him in a digestible form so that he can get that knowledge. So that's the karuna that she has towards her devotees. And yes, he becomes enlightened. And after eating Amma's tambulam, he also gets his speech. So he's overwhelmed and he starts writing the stuti, which is called as Mooka Panchashati, 500 verses on Devi. And this is so beautiful because Saundarya Lahari, I think, has 100 verses, and here Mooka Panchashati has 500 verses, and each 100 verses are also classified. For example, one is called as Padaravinda Shatakam, 100 verses only on the Padaravinda of Mother, the lotus feet of Mother. Mandasmita Shatakam, 100 shlokas just on the smile of Mother. Only a person who is so much in love with the Mother Goddess can do that, because 100 shlokas just on the smile of Amma. How can anybody do that? Only with her grace can anybody do that. We'll try to explore a couple of shlokas on what he has written and how beautiful that is. So he composes this 500 stutis. I think the other things are Arya Shatakam and Stuti Shatakam and Kataksha Shatakam. Kataksha means her corner of the eyes. When she just sees you with the corner of the eyes, that's enough. That's all mukti is ever for us, if she just sees us. So he writes all of this, and Kamakshi Amma was also very pleased. Obviously, it is she who gave him that, power to chant it or compose it. And but when, even though your mother knows multiplication, 2 into 2 equal to 4, but when a kid learns and comes to you and says that, Mom, I learned this today, 2 into 2 equal to 4, she'll be surprised. Oh, is it? I didn't know. Something like that. Kamakshi Amma is also, very, very happy that he did this stuti. And what happens in the end, she is not going to let her devotee go away just like that. When she showers her grace, she is Karuna Kataksha Lahari, right? So she's like, ask anything you want. You've done such a good stuti, as if already giving him speech was not enough. She's like, ask more. And sometimes, devotees also have a way of surprising gods. It's not only the god surprising devotees. He says that, Amma, take the speech away from me. And Kamakshi Devi is like, what? Why? Why do I have to take it away? And he said that, Amma, the reason why this speech existed, it's already fulfilled. I already sang 500 stutis on you. What purpose do I have for my speech again? Everything that I had to teach, everything that I had to tell to the world, I've told it. Please take it away, because if it is there, then I might use my words to say things that are not about you. I only wanted to talk about you. I did that, and now I'm talking to you. That's all I need. Take this speech away from me. And this one thing differentiates Muka Shankara from other poets, because even Kalidasa or Adi Shankaracharya, they did stutis of Devi, but they also spoke maybe trivial things. But only Muka Shankara, he got his speech power. He only spoke about Devi, and he only spoke to Devi, and then he gave up that speech. Seeing this again, Amma is so happy that, how can somebody be so devotional? She then blesses this stuti, because did this stuti and he gave away his speech after this. So she blesses that wherever Mooka Panchashati is read, I will personally come there and sit and listen to it. This is a blessing that she gives to Muka Shankara, and that is why we don't take Muka Panchashati very carelessly. Wherever it is being chanted, it is chanted with niyamas, and the place is fully cleansed. And because we expect that Kamakshi will come there and sit and listen to it. So that is the power of Muka Panchashati. Just to explore few shlokas. I don't remember the shlokas exactly, but I do know the meanings. He plays with Amma, he teases with Amma. He says that, Amma, lot of people have. I'll go to the Padaravinda Shatakam, because that is personally favorite, where they talk about Amma's feet and how great they are. So he says, Amma, lot of people have problem with your feet. Chandra has a problem with your feet because the toenails that you have emanate so much beautiful white light, brighter than Chandra. So he is also jealous of your feet. Your feet also is in red color. Sarvarunam anavadhyangim. So sun is also jealous of your feet because it is brighter and redder than sun. The lotuses are jealous of your feet because they say that your feet is even softer than lotus petal. Amma, so many people have so much problem with your feet, but I do not have any problem because your feet is the one that is going to give me mukti. How beautifully he has written that. And there's one more shloka where he says, your feet is filled with paradoxes. Paradox as in opposites. Your feet is slow, they walk slowly. Marali Mandagamana, we say. They are called Manda, but whoever praises you and comes and surrenders to you, their intellect becomes Amanda, meaning very sharp. And your feet is called as Raktavarna, because red color feet, right? Your feet is called Raktavarna, but you give virakti to your devotees. Virakti is the detachment with which you can attach to God, right? So one side your feet is Raktavarna, but you give virakti to your devotees. And another thing is your feet is Rajasa. Rajasa is again a term for red. So they call it Rajasa, but you give Arajasa Bhava, meaning away from Rajas Bhava to Sattvic Bhav. So how is that your feet is contradicting itself? That's something that he says. And one final thing that again comes in this Padaravinda Shatakam that I really love is that, we say in Lalita Sahasranama, right? Marali Mandagamana. Marali means a female swan. She who walks slow like a female swan. Looks like Muka Shankara was not satisfied with that. He's like, how can you compare that she is walking like the swan? So he says that all these swans in Manidvipa saw Amma walk one day and they started mimicking her. So it's not the other way around. Amma didn't mimic the swans. The swans saw her and they started walking, and that's how they got their walk. Even it's a beautiful thought, right? Even Shankaracharya echoes this. We say Champaka Shoka Punnaga Saugandikala Satkacha. Amma's hair is full of flowers. Adi Shankaracharya says in Saundarya Lahari that the Amma's hair does not get fragrance from the flowers. It's the other way around. All the flowers in Indra's garden, they're longing to be worn by Amma so that they can steal some fragrance from her hair, right? So that's how beautifully they've written these shlokas. So I encourage you to go and read Mooka Panchashati. It's in Sanskrit only. You can get the shlokas and read the meaning. And one final thought that I want to leave is that why do we compare this? Marali Mandagamana, we said, and we said that, the swans are walking like Amma. Amma's walk was copied by them. And we also said that the flowers are stealing fragrance from her hair. So that next time you see a group of swans, you know that that is my mother's walk. They stole it from there. The next time you see a fragrant flower, you smell it, you know that the smell comes from her hair itself. It's not theirs. And next time you see somebody who speaks really kind words, who are, giving you encouragement, who are giving you knowledge, you know that Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinir Bartsi Takachchapi. It's her voice that comes in them through her. So you'll start recognizing that Amma is everywhere. You'll see that behind every good thing, she's the source of all of that. Okay, fine. Now I saw Amma everywhere. What is the big deal? Okay, I'm happy. How does this help me get mukti? So what happens? We all take our last breath some or the other day. Yamraj does come for us, right? Because we've done sadhana of Ma, he'll not send his dutas. He'll come directly to take us. When he comes, when he's dark and he's having that pasham in his hand, we'll know that pasha, also Raga Swarupa Pashadya, also belongs to the mother. So in Yamraj also you will see Devi Kamakshi only because you've done sadhana all your life. And as in Bhagavad Gita, we say, whatever is your last thought, that will be your next birth. If your last thought is Amma, if your last thought is Amma's Pasha, how can we be born again? We'll go to Manidvipa. She'll take us to her. So that is the point of all of these stotras. So I'll end this with this thought. May Jagdamba bless us all. May we all reach her someday. Shri Matre Namaha.